Winston out on the break, and he's good!
Looking for Webb, 3, bang! With 4 points, Banzamuno.
Eureka College Basketball is brought to you by City Blue Technologies in Peoria, an Epson dealer serving Central Illinois with sustainable office printing solutions. Potter Rentals in Gilman, Illinois, owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. By Heartland Bank and Trust. Randy Begole, your State Farm agent in Peoria, Eureka College class of 1994. And by Kirby Foods in Metamora.
The Eureka women's basketball team gets ready for their final home game of the 2025-26 season as we are rocking and rolling for our final broadcast for Eureka women's basketball this season. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth on ECTV. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen, bringing you tonight's coverage. Rob, it's a very exciting one here tonight. As the viewers might be able to tell, we have the Eureka High School band playing, and that will add to the excitement of this final home game of the season. But let's take a look. Principia coming in to take on the Eureka Red Devils. The Panthers 15-8 overall. Eureka 0-23, looking for that first win of the season. They'll have just 2 more games to do so. Rob, what has your takeaways been on the Eureka women's basketball season?
Obviously not the season we were hoping for the women this year, and unfortunately we're looking winless so far. But honestly, I think a big reason is due to the fact of our lack of players on the team. It's hard to go out there and get wins every single day and, really pull through when you only have 8 people on the team. That really does make it tough. So really, right there, I think that's just the biggest takeaway from the team is that the depth just wasn't there this year.
Tonight will be a challenge for Eureka as they take on one of the top teams in the SLIAC. Principia coming off a very close one on senior day. They did win 88-86 against NUW. It was Taylor Brown and Trinity Matthews leading the score, both scoring 23 points for Eureka. They are coming off of a loss here at home against Webster. That one 89-42. The Red Devils have been continuing to struggle in the opening quarter. Rob, when we take a look at the first quarter, what is something you think Eureka can improve on?
I think coming out right off the gate, we got to just be hot. We got to go out there. We probably got to get buckets down low and just try to make sure we're scoring early. That's something we don't see a lot out of the girls, that we don't just come through hot, fire, and trying to get points up so we can take an early lead. I think if we can do that tonight, we could see our first win tonight. Yeah,
energy definitely has to be there for Eureka, and the band, I think, will help them fuel some of that energy.
Oh, yeah.
Eureka will look to be led by Kayla Collins, who scored 20 points in her last game, going 8 for 13 at the free throw line. So utilizing some of those free throw opportunities will be huge as well. But that's all we have for you in the pregame. Again, stay tuned. Principia versus Eureka right here on ECTV, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Metamora Kirby Foods. Metamora Kirby Foods is 100% employee-owned and operated. Explore our full deli, meat department, and wide selection of grocery items, including Kirby Foods' signature brand. And you can save even more with the Kirby Foods Rewards app. Metamora Kirby Foods prides itself on being a valued part of the community. Shop hometown proud at Metamora Kirby Foods.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills. So you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Randy Begole in Peoria today.
State Farm helps make renters insurance simple. Our agents are dedicated to understanding your needs to help you choose the right coverage.
Call State Farm agent Randy Begole in Peoria today.
Athletics. Their generous support helps provide opportunities for our student athletes to excel both on and off the court. At this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and address the flags as the Eureka High School Band performs our national anthem.
And now we send it down for starting lineups.
Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Panthers. A senior guard out of St. Louis, Missouri, number 4, Taylor Brown. A senior guard out of East St. Louis, Illinois, number 11, Lamaya Terrell. A senior forward out of St. Louis, Missouri, number 12, Ariana Williams. A senior guard out of St. Louis, Missouri, number 22, Hannah Myers. And a senior forward out of St. Peters, Missouri, number 32, Trinity Matthews. The Panthers are coached by Ramiro Dominguez and assisted by Greg Brown, Alana Himpson, and Carolina Rojas. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineup for your Eureka Red Devils. Introducing first the sophomore guard out of Chicago, Illinois, number 1, Miracle Armstrong. A freshman guard out of Toulon, Illinois, number 2, Kenna Newton. A sophomore guard out of Los Alamos, New Mexico, number 3, Abigail Martinez. A junior guard out of Indianapolis, Indiana, number 5, Layla Hadley. And a freshman forward out of Erlanger, Kentucky, number 22, Raylan Brown. The Red Devils are coached by Isaiah Pace in his first season and assisted by Jamie Eason.
So there you have it, the starting lineup for both sides. Again, this is Eureka women's basketball's final home game of the season. Principia, coached by Ramiro Dominguez, who over his 6 years as a coach at Principia, he led their program to their first ever SLIAC championship. He previously earned the SLIAC Coach of the Year award during the 2022-23 season. Both teams set to go. Eureka wearing maroon, Principia in the dark navy blue and gold. It's Kenna Newton and Ariana Williams in the center, and it will be Terrell and the Panthers to start things off offensively on the attack, and nobody there left side of the basket. A quick bucket for Williams, and the Panthers up by 2. Rob, we talked about Eureka needing some energy. It doesn't look like on that opening play there was a lot of it.
Yeah, they looked a little sluggish coming out the gate, I'm not going to lie. And if they want to win the game, I mean, they're just going to have to get hot. Like that right there.
Yeah, that one put up. Eureka able to tie it up very quickly. Yeah, so the Red Devils 0-23. They've never had a season where they've lost every single game before. And this could be that year if they don't win in their last 2 games of the season. Here's Brown making an attack against Martinez, no good, as Martinez pulls down the board. That one immediately poked away, good move, and Brown on the putback off the mark. Great defense displayed by the Panthers. Coach Pace instructing his players to put some pep in their step.
Get it back down on the other side of the court.
Yeah,
2 turnovers really quickly off the boards.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just a lack of awareness. Here's Hadley beyond the perimeter, drives left, kicks it out. Newton digs inside the perimeter, 5 on the shot clock. Hadley on the attack, puts it up on the run, no good. Williams with the board. Here comes Terrell, and she will slow things down, picks up her dribble. Williams again, finds Brown in the paint. Martinez with the defense, and she will get called for a quick foul. Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com. Brown able to go 2 for 2 at the line. Panthers have a 1-possession lead. Again, the Red Devils have struggled more often in the first quarter than any other quarter this season. Armstrong kicks this one out. Brown with the high arc. That one no good. On target, but the execution no good. Here's Terrell. Flips that one outside to Brown. Left side of the basket, off the glass, and good. Well, I'll tell you what, Taylor Brown really making a mark early on in this game, up to 4 points already.
Yeah, going back on your point earlier about Eureka struggling in the first quarter, that really does kill a team. You know, the first quarter I feel like is the most important quarter of any game as it sets the tone for the entire game. Some people might argue with me and say fourth quarter is most important because that's crunch time, but it's like if you can go ahead and build up an early lead, crunch time becomes much, much easier.
Yeah, I completely agree. Armstrong knocks down the 3 ball. Red Devils down by 1. Terrell directs traffic beyond the perimeter, guarded by Hadley. She finds Williams on the attack in the paint, off the glass, too strong. Armstrong is there for the rebound. The Red Devils starting to increase their pace. That one tipped out of bounds. It'll stick with the Red Devils. So yeah, for the Panthers, they've won their last 10 games in a row, and they are tied for Webster in the SLIAC for that #1 spot. So this is not one of the easiest matchups for Eureka. Surprisingly, this would have been their senior day, but Eureka does not have any seniors on their roster. Armstrong on the attack. 5 on the shot clock. She digs outside the perimeter. Hadley on the move, right hand, and good. And that is complete awareness on the court by Eureka. They're up by 1.
Yeah, good pass to the player down in the lane. Finds a wide open spot, gets down. It's a nice layup.
Williams falls to the ground. She will draw the contact. Armstrong wanted the travel. She won't get it. 6:16 left to go. Red Devils up 7-6. They're off to a pretty good start against one of the top teams in conference play. And it's Williams at the free throw line. Oh, never mind. They're not going to call that a shooting foul. Instead, it's Brown to inbound. Bounce pass Williams, and this time another foul. This one committed by Armstrong.
Yeah, I feel like that's something we've talked about a lot with this Eureka women's team is just the fouls, you know? You see a lot of fouls, and like I mentioned in the pregame, short depth of a roster can be everything. You know?
Yeah, and I was talking to one of our camera guys, Jake, and that's one of the things he said too was there's too much aggression on this Eureka team, and I have to completely agree. The analogy that I used, if you're in the fourth quarter and it's a 1-possession game, I understand you're trying to keep it close, and if you're trailing, you don't want a team to score more than you allow them to. but we're not in that situation right now. It's still very early in the game, so there's really no need to commit the foul.
I know, for sure. And I love aggression. I mean, aggression's a very important part of any sport. But, you know, you got to know the situation, know your roster, your depth and stuff like that, and just be aggressive in other ways rather than fouling. Like offensively, like I feel like in basketball alone, that's where it's most important to be aggressive. You can get down there and draw the contact. That's when that aggression could be used to your advantage.
There was a big mismatch there. Brown going up against Hadley. Brown will take that every single time. Panthers up by 3, 5:15 left to go. Here's Armstrong. Right wing goes up for yet another triple. This one off the front of the rim. And it's Myers with the rebound. Deep pass with the outstretched
good grab.
Arm by Myers. She goes against Brown. Stops her feet, spins, and this time uses the left hand to knock down the bucket. Some trickery there from Hannah Myers. I don't think Raylan Brown was ready for that one. Armstrong stops her feet. Looks like she wants to give it off to Newton. Bounce pass Hadley. That one is tipped by Terrell. Here comes Brown across half court.
Wide open three.
Here's a triple from Myers. That one off the mark.
Too much on that
one. Newton not able to pull that one in. It'll stick. Oh no, I believe this one will go to Eureka, but for now, Red Devils call a timeout. Down by 5 in the early stages of this one. Stay tuned, we'll be back. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Are you ready to grow, to build, to thrive? Take the next steps with confidence at Heartland Bank and Trust Company. We go beyond just offering banking. We work with you to understand your needs. Whether you're saving, borrowing, protecting, or growing, we offer financial solutions for both personal and business needs. At Heartland Bank, we believe every life has a story, and yours includes building a secure future. Let's write that story together. Visit Heartland Bank today at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Red Devils down by 5 in the early stages of this one, trailing to Principia, coming in 15-8 overall. Rob, the Red Devils have been performing pretty well in this first quarter. What stands out to you up to this point?
Right now, if you can hear it in my ears as much as I can, it's this band. I think they're really firing up a home team. I mean, it probably makes it hard to hear, but you know, I think it's really helping this home team, you know, just get hyped up and ready for this game.
Yeah, it's definitely a different environment than we're used to. So the Eureka High School, they were actually supposed to come into Eureka College a few games back ago. That one got postponed because of the weather. Now you might be asking, how does the weather play a factor on an indoor sport? Well, there were a few power outages, and I mean, when I say a few, I'm kind of underestimating that, as there were probably more than 10.
Oh yeah.
That was not a pretty sight here at the Reagan.
Oh yeah, wasn't that when all the lights shut off like 25 times?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was not a good one. So that was the day when Eureka High School was supposed to show up, but obviously that game got postponed. So here they are tonight for Eureka's final home game.
I think that's even better.
You know, I agree. I think it's a really good idea. And we've talked so much about Eureka looking for that first win of the season. What better way to motivate them than to have an actual band come in and play?
I mean, if every time I stepped on a baseball field there was a band playing behind me, I think I'd be 110% ready to go every time. You
know, I've actually thought about doing that. I think that should be a thing. Because football gets all the love, basketball gets all the love. Baseball doesn't get any of it.
I know. What a shame.
12-7 Principia on top. Red Devils basketball. Hadley nearly lost it. Martinez able to keep this one in play.
You know, baseball does get the Oregon though.
That's true. That's true. And I think that is better than any band.
Yeah, and then you get the 7th inning stretch.
Oh, yeah. And baseball's a growing sport. These last few years, it has been on the rise. 4 minutes left to go. Eureka down by 5. Here comes Terrell. The Panthers in motion. Brown beyond the right perimeter. Guarded by Martinez. Starts to dribble. Finds White.
Oh, almost got that there.
Myers, nobody in front of her, and Armstrong visibly upset, throwing her arms in the air, questioning Somebody was supposed to be there. I don't know if Armstrong should have stuck on her or not. Ooh, there's Armstrong drawing some contact. She will be sent to the line. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com. So Armstrong at the line. And she will knock down both attempts. 9 points for the Red Devils with just over 3.5 left to go. Armstrong, who began the season on the roster, then left for a short while and recently came back towards the end of the season. Here she is on the move inside the perimeter. Steps back, fires that one short. Good offensive board, and Kenna Newton adding her name into the scoring column. Red Devils cutting down the deficit. Here's Terrell. Good screen there by Matthews. Brown from the right side of the free throw line, able to knock that one down. She is up to 8 points in this first quarter. You know, believe it or not, Brown, who has the most points right now for the Panthers, would you believe me if I told you that she wasn't the team's leading scorer?
I would have a hard time believing that right now, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, she is already making a very big impact in this game. But no, the leading scorer for Principia actually is Trinity Matthews, who is in her senior season, averaging 14 points a game, not able to knock that one down. Loose ball taken away by Hart, who flings it to Hadley. Newton on the move, nobody there. Right hand and good. Kenna Newton up to 4 points. Eureka trails by 3.
Bringing this game back.
Yeah, see, this is the energy we need, and it definitely seems louder in the Reagan. I don't know if that's because of the Eureka High School band or just maybe the fact that there are more fans in here than usual, but either way, it is loud. There's Terrell knocking down the triple. 21 points for the Panthers. 1:45 left to go. Good
nice pass.
find, and of course, Courtney Hart is there, grabs the offensive board, loose ball, and that one ends up in the hands of Hannah Myers. Here comes Terrell. Through contact, that one stripped, and a turnover by Eureka. Newton getting a little too aggressive.
You got to slow it down. Got a little too excited. Threw the ball away. Turnover.
21-15, Principia on top. 1:29 left to go in the opening quarter.
That's another thing I think Eureka does, will help them to win this game, is that they're able to slow it down. We see a lot of times they do try to rush a lot of things, as we, saw right there. And, turns into things like turnovers and missed shots and miscues and all those things.
A miscue right there. Principia able to knock down another 2 as they are starting to cut back into that momentum that Eureka was gaining. Here's Hadley driving to her right. That one stripped out of her hands. Another steal by the Panthers. Terrell not able to find White. Good defense by Newton, knocking that one out of bounds. Just under a minute left to go. Again, Principia collected their program's first ever conference championship last season. And they're still very successful. Hart with a deep pass. That one immediately taken away by Terrell. Rob, there's your point with the Red Devils just needing to slow things down, and I think they're not processing the decisions that they're making.
Yeah.
Those are 2 points right there that shouldn't be on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Principia is doing a great job of doing the exact opposite, slowing things down.
Martinez for 3, that one no good. White is there for the rebound. They can hold on to it for the remainder of the opening quarter. Instead, it's Trinity Matthews knocking down a bucket. 10 seconds left to go. Here's Hadley. Nearly getting that one stolen away. She's in trouble. Loose ball taken away by Martinez. 2 on the clock. She throws it up on the run. That one off the mark. And the opening quarter comes to a close. Principia on top 27-15. The Red Devils will look to control the basketball in quarter number 2. For now, we step aside. Stay tuned. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Discover your perfect getaway in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. Your home away from home at Prescott Canyon Estates, a 55-plus community with beautiful panoramic views of Bradshaw, Thumb Butte, and Granite Mountains. Potter Rentals has properties available for monthly rental, all-inclusive and fully furnished, with all clubhouse amenities. Get more information today and make Prescott your home away from home at potterrentals.com.
Welcome to Metamora Kirby Foods. Metamora Kirby Foods is 100% employee-owned and operated. Explore our full deli, meat department, and wide selection of grocery items, including Kirby Foods' signature brand. And you can save even more with the Kirby Foods Rewards app. Metamora Kirby Foods prides itself on being a valued part of the community. Shop hometown proud at Metamora Kirby Foods.
27-15, Principia leading the score. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth on ECTV. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen on the call. Rob, this music getting us a little hyped up here. Hopefully it's doing the same for the Eureka Red Devils. They could desperately use some energy right now.
Oh, yeah. Especially with almost having a 10-point deficit on the board. Could really be helpful.
Armstrong looking to get things started, no good. And a small collision there, which will result in a jump ball. So this one will be turned over. Principia ends up on offense here, 27-15. Eureka, who went from being a second-round exit to last season in the conference tournament to potentially going throughout the entire season without a win. That is a big turnaround, but Coach Pace has been very focused on bringing in more players, I should say, expanding that roster size. Rob, let me ask you, obviously a small team for Eureka, do you think you can be too aware or too obsessed with bringing in players rather than focusing on the players you already have?
Yeah, you definitely can. I think there needs to be a good balance of both. Obviously, you have the people that have already been here and know the program, and that is a benefit of having such small rosters. You get a good chemistry within a smaller group of people. But then also with that small roster size, you do need to build and get more people, and if you worry too much of either side, you're going to either have too many people that don't know each other and are trying to mix in with an already passed group, or you're going to be too focused on the old group to not bring in enough people. So to find a perfect balance between the two is what's going to be really important for this Eureka Red Devil team next year.
Armstrong drawing contact. She'll be sent to the line for 2.
But overall, it's a really tricky process trying to come in and recruit people. I mean, I could sit up here and tell you how to do one thing or another, but really I don't think there's a whole lot of people that have that figured out.
Yeah, definitely. I also feel that a lot of the players on Eureka's current roster could develop a little bit more, and Coach Pace has definitely done a great job at adding on to the roster. We've seen players like Layla Hadley come in, Courtney Hart, obviously a big pickup as well. But you know, you look at a player like Raylan Brown, who obviously one of Eureka's best three-point shooters, but maybe, you know, if you can get her to be a two-sport athlete, and what I mean by that is be able to have in her back pocket the ability to drive to the basket as well. We don't see that a lot from players like Brown, so maybe that would be good for Coach Pace to work individually with some of his players.
Oh, absolutely. With a sport like basketball where you're asked to do more than one thing, unlike many other sports like baseball or football where you're asked to play one position pretty much the entire game, basketball you have to be able to shoot, you know, drive, dribble, play defense, jump, all these things. You know, it's just important to be able to do everything.
Right. And when you're not able to do that, it makes it easier for your opponent to pick up on your strength, which I think is what is happening with Raylan Brown right now. Red Devils down 30-17 to score. Armstrong looks to inbound. Deep pass to Newton beyond the right wing. starts to make a move. That one tipped away by Williams, and Principia coming up with yet another steal, their 6th of the night, and Williams with the left hand finish. 32-17. Armstrong again stops her feet. Martinez open for 3, too strong on the attack. Here comes Terrell pushing the pace. Euro step with the right hand off the mark. Armstrong able to haul this one in. Hadley moving pretty quickly on the floor, nearly lost it. Principia has been doing a very fantastic job at maintaining the pace that Eureka is presenting.
Eureka's got to do a better job of protecting this basketball.
Yeah, it seems like every time Principia is able to drive to the basket and have a pretty decent look. .736 left to go in quarter number 2. Principia 32, Eureka 17. The 5 on the floor for Eureka: Armstrong, Hart, Collins, Martinez, and Hadley. Armstrong looks to inbound, finds Collins. Starts to dribble, picks it up. Hart kicks this one out. Martinez, who hasn't connected from beyond the arc tonight. 10 on the shot clock. Armstrong puts it up over a couple defenders, and she draws the contact. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Heartland Bank and Trust, serving 48 communities throughout Illinois and eastern Iowa, including Washington, Metamora, El Paso, Germantown Hills, Carlock, and in Eureka. Their main branch is on Main Street downtown, and their drive-up and ATM is nearby on Center Street. And find Heartland Bank and Trust anywhere at htmbank.com. Armstrong at the line, leading Eureka in scoring up to this point. And another successful trip from the charity stripe. 32-19, Red Devils trail. 7:15 left to go in this opening half. Terrell finds Myers, who goes up for 3. That one no good. Who else but Courtney Hart pulling down the rebound. Here's Collins pushing the pace, open look, and too strong on the execution. Terrell on the move, no good. Oh, that one does fall through. Are they going to count the basket? There's no change yet.
Nope, they're calling it on the floor.
All right, so this one will be inbounded rather than a three-point play. Matthews flips it back to Terrell. Brown beyond the right perimeter. Myers kicks it out. Here's a deep 3.
Ooh,
nope,
got her on that
pump
one.
fake. Big foul there. Santiago even tricked me with the triple. I saw her go up for the motion.
Yeah, I thought she was going to shoot that.
That's a tricky player to have to defend.
One of the easiest moves in basketball is the pump fake.
That's accurate. Myers able to score. That'll extend the point total to 34 for the Panthers. Martinez crosses half court. Driving to her left. Brown displaying very great defense. That one deflected by Matthews. Santiago trying to come up with it. And the fight for the basketball results in a whistle. It's interesting because Webster, in my view, has always been one of the best teams, not only in basketball, but in baseball. You know, they're really good in more than just one sport, but for Principia to compete with the Gorlocks and be tied for that number 1 spot in the SLIAC standings, that is very impressive.
Well, yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Webster as just being a freshman here at the new SLIAC conference. And I'm just getting to learn about all these schools and everything. But yeah, I've heard that Webster is one of the better teams in our conference.
Oh, trust me, you'll find out.
Oh yeah,
you'll find out when you play.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Shot clock expires. That'll be a turnover against Eureka. They pick up Turnover number 11 on the night. Just under 6 minutes left to go. White inbounds to Terrell, who jogs her way across half court. Santiago finds Myers on the move, spins around, and I believe she either tried to pass that one to Matthews or go up for the shot, but she loses it in the air. And I believe the Red Devil tipped that one out of bounds, so Principia basketball. White guarded by Martinez, 10 on the shot clock. Good move, good find. Terrell, nice bounce pass, and Matthews with the finish. That was great execution by the Panthers.
That's great ball movement.
Eureka will look to respond. They only have 19 points here in quarter number 2. Armstrong beyond the perimeter, crosses over, stops her feet on the move, fires that one no good. Hart not able to grab the loose ball, and Terrell once again finds Matthews. Armstrong takes a hit, and that is an offensive foul. Great job by Martinez planting her feet. That's only turnover number 3 for the Panthers.
I'd say a charge is one of those calls you don't really see in a basketball game a whole lot. A lot of people try for it, plant the feet, and they don't really get it a whole lot of times.
Yeah, sometimes it's tricky. I definitely feel as if Eureka tends to make that move a lot. They try to draw contact and play it off as if they did get fouled, but we don't always see them get the benefit of the doubt. So it's a good thing that Martinez was able to correctly approach that situation. Hadley finds Brown, who checks back into the game. Stands top of the key. Flips that one to Hadley. This one kicked out. Collins from the right corner and gets the triple to fall through. Kayla Collins, who's coming off a 20-point night against Webster, adding Eureka up to 22 points. Terrell finds Matthews, stops her feet, spins. We've seen her do that move from time to time, but Brown with really great defense. Good screen from Matthews. Good pick and roll. That one knocked out of bounds. It'll stick with the Panthers. 4:25 left to go. Coach Dominguez here for the Panthers has returned all 5 starters from last season, and that has been a big reason as to why they've been able to remain as successful as they were last season. But there is a timeout taken on the floor. Principia 36, Eureka 22. Stay tuned, we'll be back. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills, so you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
36-22, Principia on top. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth on ECTV. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen on the call. Rob, the Red Devils have been able to stick in this game up to this point, but Principia beginning to pull away with a lot of steals. Their defense has been very effective. What can Eureka do to try to overcome this very strong defense?
Yeah, right now, I mean, it's tough. I mean, they're just going to have to be able, they're going to have to, first of all, protect the ball. I mean, we've had already now 11 turnovers in this first half from Eureka. And that's a big reason why Prince got this huge lead. And I think if Eureka can somehow limit the lead, come back, put it within less than 10 going into the half, that should carry a decent amount of momentum on their side to hopefully bring things back in the second half.
Yeah, we've seen Eureka perform as if they're a different kind of team. They like to play very quickly, but they're not a team that thrives in chaos. Unlike Webster, who is a team that can play up to that tempo, but Eureka is not a team like that, and they try to be, but it's not working out. So, you know, to add on to what you were saying earlier, I definitely think the Red Devils need to slow things down a little bit and really take into consideration a specific game plan. No good there from Williams. Offensive board. Santiago no good on the triple. And Terrell steps out of bounds, so Eureka will take this one away.
That saved him there. Almost let up 2 offensive rebounds. Almost gave him two more chances to score the ball.
36-24 with just under 4 minutes left to go in quarter number 2. Red Devils trail. Here's Collins way beyond the right side of the perimeter. She directs traffic, finds Hadley. Set screen from Brown. Eureka doesn't tend to use a lot of screens. Brown trying to set Collins up for a big play. Collins, through some contact, ends up on the ground.
Yeah, and I'm shocked to see a team not use that many screens. Like, the screen is a big part of basketball, whether it's men or women's basketball. I mean, it's a great way to create space, a great way to create gaps, and even mismatches out on the court. And I think that's kind of a big reason why this Eureka women's team has struggled a lot this year.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the Teak fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can also reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com. Just over 3.5 left to go in this second quarter. Principia up 36-25. Here comes Terrell. The foundation for this offense, and an open look as she drives right past Collins.
Yeah, she's blew by the defense there.
Have to be on your feet if you're Eureka. This is a very quick team.
Oh, in and out.
Yeah, Martinez not able to grab any luck there. Brown across half court. Deep pass to Matthews, and again, another mismatch, or should I say another lack of defense, and Brown commits the foul. It's a 3-point play for Matthews. The Red Devils are just having a very difficult time getting into transition. So it's Trinity Matthews at the line, her first trip to the line tonight. And she knocks down that extra point. It becomes a 3-point play, 41-25 the score. Hadley with possession, guarded by Terrell. Finds Armstrong beyond the perimeter left side. Newton wanted to set up the screen. Again, Eureka choosing to ignore it. Good flip to Hadley. On the move. Deep pass. Hart is there and
nice.
Able to use all 6'2" of her height for the reception and the point. That one tipped by Hart.
There we go. Oh.
Loose ball taken away by Matthews. You have to be on your feet, and that's what we mean. You have to be ready at all times. There's a shot attempt, no good from Brianna Baldridge. Eureka pushing the pace. Hadley in the paint, right hand off the glass, no good. And a great box out by Baldridge. That allows Terrell to get on the move. She'll cross over against Martinez, and a very nifty finish. Panthers continuing to extend their lead. 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Armstrong calling Hart to set the screen. There's a good pick and roll, and Hart with a very nonchalant basket. 43-29 the score. Here comes Terrell again. Matthews with a deep 2. That one able to sink right in. Well, let's talk about Eureka's defense. You know, so often they love to apply pressure, but I don't feel as if we're seeing a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, I agree. They do like to apply a lot of pressure, and I think that can come at a cost, too, a little bit, is that all the girls want to come out here and play defense almost to an extent where, like, they're double teaming too much, right? They're collapsing on the ball. They're trying to get around it, and with that come many open gaps is what we've seen tonight and in a lot of other games. You know, being able to trust your team and knowing that each person's going to have their role in man coverage, I mean, that's something you got to have as a team. And if you can't, then as we see these wide open shots from all over the court.
Brown inbounds to Matthews. Here's Terrell for three off the back of the rim. Good over the back reception. And it's Myers. No good on the attempt. Finds Terrell. What a save on the move. Here's Williams. Stops her feet, puts it up, and that will be an easy travel call for the referee standing baseline. Just under a minute left to go.
Got away with one there, letting too many second chance points there in that possession.
Yeah, the Red Devils, it feels like they don't too often catch a break, but definitely they were able to grab one right there. This one inbounded to Collins, who starts to jog her way up the floor. She'll be met by Brown. Good screen from Raylan Brown. That shot attempt tipped. A good defensive stop by Principia. Good find. Myers through contact, and again.
Another charge.
This time it's Brown able to draw the offensive foul. Yeah, I think we even saw Myers kind of extend her forearm there. That was, that looked a little intentional.
Can't do that. At my local YMCA, you can get away with that, but not here.
Definitely. Good find. Newton is blocked. Oh, never mind. She's going to get fouled. Myers thought maybe she had a block there and a good defensive highlight. Instead, it's a trip for two at the line for Newton. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com. So Newton's trip at the line is a pretty good one. 45-32. 30 seconds left to go in this second quarter. It's Terrell top of the key, finds Brown. Red Devils not out of this game yet, and there is a foul against Collins. That will send Brown to the line.
Called that foul just before she stepped out of bounds.
Yeah. See, it's all about patience. You just have to let things play out on their own sometimes. Brown knocks down the first attempt. The Eureka High School band trying to distract Brown. They've been doing a very great job, not only at playing, but also acting as fans.
Oh, yeah. Eureka High School basketball team, very fortunate to have a band like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You and I, we were talking about our high school bands a little bit. And I was surprised you said yours didn't really play for a lot of basketball games.
Yeah, they only played a few times. And they played the same songs over and over again.
Yeah, no, my high school, we tried to play as often as possible, but the only thing I regret in my high school pep band was that we never went on the field for football games. And when I would see other high schools do that, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I was so jealous that we didn't get to do that.
Our band actually couldn't do that because we didn't have a football team.
Yeah, be lucky you have a football team.
Our homecoming was actually during basketball season at my school. Yeah.
That's crazy. Brown, attempt number 2 at the line. That one, no good. Newton with the rebound. Red Devils have 20 seconds to score here. Hadley able to haul this one in with the right hand. 46-32 the score. Eureka will close out the second quarter. Hadley well beyond the top of the key, and there will be a foul against Williams.
I totally missed what happened. I was watching the ball, and I look over, and 2 players on the floor.
Well, Coach Dominguez for Principia not too happy about the call, expressing his input. That sends Armstrong to the line. 7 seconds left to go, but this is a good opportunity for Eureka to try to cut down the point deficit before coming to a close Again, Eureka not too out of this ball game. Armstrong on the second attempt. That one rattling, and it finally does fall through. 7 seconds. Terrell will let this one roll for just a split second on the attack. Left open, and she's able to use her speed and grab another 2 points. Very high IQ basketball from Lamaya Terrell, and that will send the Panthers into half with a 48-33 lead. Rob, any input?
I think just the biggest takeaway of this first half is really just turnovers for Eureka. 12 already in one half, not really protecting the ball very well, no ball security, and Principia has been taking it heavily already. So I think just coming out, you can come out and protect the ball better and also slow things down.
The Red Devils will look to do just that, but for now we send it to break. 48-33. Stay tuned, you're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
State Farm helps make renters insurance simple. Our agents are dedicated to understanding your needs to help you choose the right coverage.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
Are you ready to grow, to build, to thrive? Take the next steps with confidence at Heartland Bank and Trust Company. We go beyond just offering banking. We work with you to understand your needs. Whether you're saving, borrowing, protecting, or growing, we offer financial solutions for both personal and business needs. At Heartland Bank, we believe every life has a story, and yours includes building a secure future. Let's write that story together. Visit Heartland Bank today at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for episode number 5 of Midnight with Matty Ice. This time we have another fantastic guest, a Eureka College alum, a former play-by-play broadcaster for Eureka Red Devils Athletics, and now he works at News Channel 20, Spencer Davis. Spencer, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Excited to join the show.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. And as I was just saying, I'm very excited. You were able to join on short notice, and thank you for that. That's huge. Yeah, if you want, we can go ahead and get started. Your first question, you grew up in Emden, Illinois. Do you have any key memories of growing up in that area?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really small community for one. So Hartsburg Emden, the high school I went to, is 2 villages put together. So Hartsburg has about 450 people and Emden has about 550 people. So my graduating class was about 22. And that was considered a big class. So I have fond memories of growing up around here, very different from, the people that, you come from all over, right? Everyone's from somewhere else. But I had great memories at Hartsburg, a lot of different opportunities because class sizes were so small. I played 3 different sports in high school. I wasn't great at any of them, but I participated in a lot of different clubs as well. And just, the more you do of anything, I think it really helps kind of broaden who you are as a person. And I had that very fortunate experience in high school.
Yeah, and so I'm assuming you enjoyed the smaller classes, as you were saying.
I did, yeah. I mean, you get caught up obviously when there's 80 people in your high school, the drama spreads a lot faster because everyone knows each other. So that was probably the most interesting aspect of it. But overall, it was a lot of fun. Being able to do the Harlem Sports Network was one of my favorite memories of being in high school.
Yeah, and actually in high school is when you started your play-by-play career. That obviously continued as you got to college. You started at Lincoln, eventually ended up at Eureka. You had the chance to, call games for the Athletics. What influenced your love for both sports and storytelling?
Yeah, so when I was, I don't know, probably 2, 3, I started watching football with my dad. Unfortunately, a Lions fan my entire life. So, I've grown accustomed to losing, and I would just talk through broadcasts. When I was 4 years old, I would talk through broadcasts, and my dad would, every once in a while be like, "Hey, how about we just let the announcers do their thing?" And you're five, so you're like, "All right, I guess I'll just watch the game here and sit in silence." But I think it was like sixth or seventh grade when I realized I probably wasn't going to go to the major leagues for baseball. So I was like, okay, I love sports too much to not do anything with it. And that's where I figured out, I was like, oh, like these guys get paid to talk about it. I should try to do this. So I would say that aspect of, being a kid, really enjoyed playing sports, realizing I'm probably not going to be a Major League Baseball player or even a very good minor league baseball player or even a college baseball player. I was solid enough in high school to enjoy that. But yeah, I just wanted to stay involved in sports in some aspect. And then from a storytelling aspect, my parents read to me all the time when I was a little kid. And I grew up really enjoy reading. So I've read, I enjoy the classics, like A Great Gatsby or 1984, but I like Percy Jackson a lot too. I get down for some Percy Jackson. So just kind of taking in a lot of different kinds of storytelling. I love movies. That's another thing. I know, bouncing all around here, but I love movies. And storytelling is so different in each movie that you watch. The same way with TV shows, it's different kinds of storytelling, but I have always found, and you see it a lot in sports with storylines, and you see it as somebody that follows one team, you can see these storylines develop throughout. Whether it's just a bench guy starting to get starter minutes and he's making a big impact or something like that. Storytelling is so fun. And I think that, as a communication major, I'm sure you see this as well. Communication is one of the key elements of what makes us human. We have an innate desire to talk to people and share our experiences. And I think that play-by-play commentary kind of lets us hit that, right? Like we get to be a sicko about sports, but also share our love of that with other people, and hopefully it helps them, discover that love too.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's definitely for me, it's opened up a lot of opportunities, and I'm sure for you as well. As I've been tracking your progress as well, and it's great to see. I did mention that you started in college. You started at Lincoln. Unfortunately, they did close down, so you moved over to Eureka. How did you kind of handle that transfer, both personally and professionally?
I'll start with the personal side. Obviously, when you go to a college, closure is not really something you're very concerned about. So when that got announced, it was really out of the blue. We got an email being like, "Hey, we need everybody to come to an assembly," and it was like, "Okay, we don't really do assemblies in college." So everyone kind of figured something was afoot, and then I ended up sneaking into the staff meeting about an hour before everyone else found out. So I found out with the staff. So yeah, like that was super bizarre. Obviously that day and that week was just super strange. It was a ghost town on campus. People were really, sad. Like it's something you would never expect. Yeah. And then as you kind of closed out the school year, obviously we were trying to keep the school going. I was, a part of the Save LC group, I believe Purple campaign, where we're interviewing students about what made Lincoln College so special. And again, couldn't come up with the money, but it was a good experience in terms of, seeing community come together. So when Eureka came into the picture and was like, hey, we would love to, get this program over to our campus, it was obviously a huge sigh of relief. I hope you never have to go through the transfer process. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
As a non-college athlete, I'm sure it's different as an athlete, especially at this high level we see with the portal. They're willing to bend over backwards to get you in. When you are just a transfer student, it is a nightmare. I sent so many emails and just, I don't know. Eureka came through and that was huge. And then from, I guess, a professional standpoint, at Lincoln, we only ever did college women's and men's basketball. So I did like a little short, clip stuff with like mic'd up segments with other sports, but we only did basketball. So going to Eureka was huge from a play-by-play standpoint of suddenly you're doing football, you're doing volleyball, you're doing college men's and women's basketball. I I know as you as a former baseball player, you've wanted to do some baseball, and Eureka offers that aspect. They had more sports, and it was just an easier setup for us as a program. Obviously, the transition, like you're adjusting, you're bringing in people that don't have any idea of what this program is. Like we started from ground zero. I think it was me and 4 or 5 other people that transferred from Lincoln to Eureka. So we had a little bit of like, okay, we kind of know what was going on. But it was on us and John Malone to get the word out. And Bud Broyles, again, he was our TV advisor at the time, and it was on us. We had to, market ourselves. And I think that we did a good job of not necessarily showing face. We'd go to recruiting events, like Club Week, where you're recruiting everybody next outside with the table and all that. But it was a lot of just people would be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" Or we're running around with cameras and stuff like that, and people just ask, and you just like, "Yeah, this is the new program here." Like that was just kind of how it all went. Obviously, super grateful for the opportunities I got at Eureka, having the ability to call 3.5 different sports, because I think men's and women's basketball, the fundamentals are the same, but they operate so differently. I mean, just from a college standpoint, you have 2 halves in men's and 4 quarters for women's basketball. So just a flow standpoint. But again, just having those from a professional standpoint, those different sports to call, different people to work with was really beneficial.
Yeah. Speaking of sports, when you did play-by-play, in high school and college, what kind of preparation do you put into all of the games that you do? And because I feel like a lot of people don't understand the kind of work that it takes to create a successful broadcast.
Yeah, it takes a lot. So when I was in college, and I would start game prep for football, especially. Football requires a little bit more time. I would start prep on Monday. You're going through rosters. I'd be emailing ADs and communication to people and just be like, "Hey, any rosters, any pronunciations, stuff like that." And then I'd put together a call sheet just with numbers and names and little tidbits about guys. I would say that prep process in terms of just kind of research and getting those sheets formatted, it could take anywhere from 3 to 6 hours throughout the week. Basketball is a little easier just because it's, games are a little bit bang, 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 back to back. You don't have time to put 4 hours of research into. Well, you do, but, sleep is kind of important, as is the whole classwork thing, which is, part of college. So yeah, I would say that aspect, volleyball was pretty similar to basketball for me in that sense. You're on a time crunch a lot. There's not as much time, but at the same time, football, you kind of have to create those storylines. You have a week to kind of create them, because football is weekly, right? You don't pick up that midweek momentum like you can in basketball. Like you can go from a Saturday to a Saturday, and the team might have played 3 games. So suddenly you're like, hey, last time we talked, this team was 0-1. And when you come back, they might be 2-1. And it's like, okay, what just changed in a week? Where football is like, you lost, how do you get back? So that aspect, I recently got to do play-by-play through work. And that is something I will straight up say I didn't prep enough.
That's fair.
It was one of those things where I'm trying to think of the line. Obi-Wan, he says, "You've become the very thing you've sworn to destroy." That was me. I wasn't ripping names off for guys, and I was just like, "Oh, this is going to be hard to listen to on the way back." Just because a lot of it is in your prep process is review. I don't know how much you do it, but listening to yourself is so important to making sure that you improve. It's hard, the phrase of "you're always your toughest critic," and like that's not a great thing, right? Like, when somebody says that, it's like, "Oh, you're too hard on yourself." You have to be as an announcer, because obviously people can give you notes and stuff like that, but you're the person that delivers it. So part of that prep process for me is always listening to the game, like 15, 20 minutes at a time. I would walk to class and I'd listen to some broadcasts, and there'd be times that I'd just be wincing the whole way to class, just like, what are we doing here? But that's just kind of part of the process. Part of improvement is and going back now, like listening to my freshman year to my senior year, is like, wow, like I thought I was solid freshman year. It's like I sound like semi-competent as a senior, and so that was always really satisfying. But yeah, the prep is huge. You have to prep as a commentator, and just in general. I mean, studying for a test is no different than calling a game.
Discover your perfect getaway in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. Your home away from home at Prescott Canyon Estates, a 55-plus community with beautiful panoramic views of Bradshaw, Thumb Butte, and Granite Mountains. Potter Rentals has properties available for monthly rental, all-inclusive and fully furnished, with all clubhouse amenities. Get more information today and make Prescott your home away from home at potterrentals.com.
Another great performance by the Eureka High School Band, and we get ready for quarter number 3 here on Eureka's last home game of the 2025-26 season. They currently trail to Principia 48-33. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan, Rob Van Tynen on the call. Rob, the Red Devils started very early in the first quarter with some momentum. Their largest lead up to this point has been just a single point, but Principia has stayed in this ball game, and they have just continued to pull away since then. Red Devils catch an early break there. It's Hadley coming up the floor.
That's good. Kind of momentum they need coming into this half.
Yeah, definitely getting started is something they've struggled with throughout the course of the season. And there's Armstrong, a nice right-hand floater. That will get the scoring started in this third quarter. 48-35 to score. Here's Terrell directing traffic. Bounce pass over to Matthews, who nearly lost it, recollects, and hands it back off to Terrell. Here's Myers driving to her right. Great defense by Brown and Armstrong on the move. Good left hand, no good. And the putback. Myers draws the contact, or excuse me, that was Williams drawing the contact. She will get sent to the free throw line. And the Panthers have their first opportunity to score in the third quarter. Yeah, one of the things you and I talked about was the crowd and how they've been playing a factor in this game, but we've seen, looks like the majority of your teammates for the baseball team made their way into the stands throughout halftime.
Yeah, we can thank Coach Suarez for that one, making it mandatory to come to the game.
Williams goes 2 for 2 at the line.
But I know the boys are going to get loud.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially if the women can start to really pick things up here. Last season was a really good one in terms of attendance for Eureka. Armstrong, good pump fake, and the nice bucket. Nice little touch there from Miracle Armstrong. 37 points for the Red Devils. Terrell finds Brown beyond the right side of the perimeter. She attacks against Martinez, and Brown, who is able to use all of her size to score that bucket. And there's a whistle on the floor. Not sure what the slight delay was about. Looked like there was a ref signaling something to Coach Dominguez on the sideline.
Ooh, a little too high off the glass there.
Here comes Williams. Right through the middle of 2 Eureka defenders, no good. Brown taking that one away. Here comes Armstrong. Her pass will be tipped by Terrell. Matthews able to recover. See, there's where Eureka needs to slow down again. I know we've said it from time to time in this broadcast, but it's true. Brown will go up for 3. That one falls right through Taylor Brown, who
too much space
comes in shooting 32.1% from behind the arc. Adds on to the Panthers' point total with a triple.
Anybody with a plus 30% three-pointer shouldn't be left open from beyond the arc.
Good defense by Williams, able to get back after being caught in the air. Brown slows things down. Here's an attempt for 3 from Myers, no good. Another second chance here for the Panthers. Matthews going to work, and she draws the contact.
A lot of fouls in this game. Already surpassed the 20 foul mark early into this second half.
Yeah, the fouls have been getting out of hand for Eureka. You know, so often it seems like there's not a lot of good news for these Eureka women, but let's shift our focus for a second and talk about the men's volleyball program, because they are a part of this college. They're doing pretty good right now. They were actually nationally ranked as of recent, number 20 in the NCVF Division II rankings.
Yeah, those boys they're something else.
I believe they recently won their Division II crossover. I believe that's what that was. And they were able to defeat a lot of big-time teams.
Oh, yeah, they're exciting to watch. They got a lot of energy, especially on their own sideline there. I just love their celebrations.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, a lot of contact, no call.
Yeah, that was a little shocking. And it looks like Brown was talking things over with the ref. Not sure why. Here's Myers, and a quick response for the Panthers as they continue to expand on their point total. Armstrong trying to cross it over against Williams. Here's Hadley driving to her left. Lost it on the way to the basket, and that's a turnover against Eureka. 57-39, just over 7 minutes left to go in this third quarter. After tonight, Eureka will have one more game of the season. They'll be traveling to Greenville University on Saturday. That game set for 1 p.m. Red Devils basketball, handed off to Hadley. Makes her way across half court. I do have to say, I am very excited as to how Coach Pace plans to turn this program around within one season. Rob, I'm not sure if we've actually discussed this, but he has told me that he plans to turn this team around, and maybe Eureka by this time next season could be SLIAC contenders. So he's already talking about postseason play for next season.
I mean, that's great to hear as a coach to not be, down and in the dumps after a not so great season, but to be ready and to have high hopes for the next season. That's big.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do to turn around a program within a single year, but we have seen coaches like Mike Hedrick do that. He was the previous Eureka head coach before Isaiah Pace. It seems difficult, but it's not impossible.
If we want to go to a bigger picture, I know one team that did it, NFL, the Patriots with Mike Vrabel. I only say that because I am a Patriots fan.
I was going to say big Patriots fan over here.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of people listening right now that are frowning at hearing me say that. Nice finish.
Miracle Armstrong extends Eureka up to 41 points. Now, let me ask you, how does that happen? Because you're in Illinois, so how are you a Patriots fan?
Oh, I've explained this a lot to people.
You're like, here we go again.
Yeah. So I didn't like football for the longest time. It wasn't like a sport that I really enjoyed watching up until I think it was 2015, maybe 2014. That my buddy, I went over to his house for the first time, and he's like, dude, you have to play Madden. I love this game. And I was like, I guess I'll give it a shot. And, oh no, it's 2017 now, because I don't remember. And on the cover of Madden 17 was Rob Gronkowski. And I didn't know any teams. I was like, who should I play as? And I was like, I'll just play for the team, the guy on the cover. And my name's Rob, and his name is Rob. I was like, that's so cool. So I started playing. I really liked playing Madden. Started watching football. And I just started watching the Patriots because that's what team it was on. So ever since then, I just kept watching the Patriots play.
And that is the story of a love for a sport.
Oh, yeah.
61-41, Principia on top. 5:40 left to go. Here's Armstrong once again. Beyond the perimeter, steps back. Armstrong doing a lot herself right now. That pass tipped by White, who wasn't even looking at the ball. And she will find Matthews. That one stripped away. Good recovery by Myers, and the Panthers turned something successful out of what was originally thought to be nothing. Martinez trips over Brown. Clock will stop at 5:13.
If it does help, the rest of my sports teams do make sense. I am a Pacers fan and a Chicago Cubs fan.
That's good. As long as we have the Cubs in there, that's all that matters. Armstrong will inbound. It is still Eureka basketball. Good pass to Collins. Guarded by Myers. Again, ignoring the screen, and another block by this Panthers defense. And immediately there's a whistle. I believe this one will go against Eureka. 6 blocks for the Panthers tonight. I mean, their defense has been unbelievable. We haven't seen a defense like this probably, I want to say either Greenville or Webster. Those are two teams that put on a clinic every single time. There's a travel against Matthews. Turnover number 12 for Principia tonight. 4:53 left to go. And that will force us into a timeout. 63-41, Red Devils trail. Stay tuned. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Welcome to Metamora Kirby Foods. Metamora Kirby Foods is 100% employee-owned and operated. Explore our full deli, meat department, and wide selection of grocery items, including Kirby Foods' signature brand. And you can save even more with the Kirby Foods Rewards app. Metamora Kirby Foods prides itself on being a valued part of the community. Shop hometown proud at Metamora Kirby Foods.
Eureka trailing 63-41 the score. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth on ECTV. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen on the call. Rob, the Red Devils 0-23 up to this point in their season. Their worst performance in program history prior to this year was during the 1975 to 1976 season when they went 2-11 overall. And this season could top that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically it already has, but my point is this could be the first season ever that they haven't won a single game.
That's not something you want to hear or say as a Red Devil, but it's unfortunate reality we're faced with right now.
You know, the only positive I can see coming out of this is that it makes improvement for next season so much more attainable. That pass taken away. Williams displaying more defense. She's going to keep it herself, firing with no good. Offensive board, kicked out. Myers finds Matthews, who shifts over to her left, and a foul against the Red Devils.
I do want to say, even though Eureka has been winless, I wouldn't say that they really get absolutely blown out of the water every time they lose. I would say a lot of their games are pretty competitive, and I'd say just there's small things here and there that really could change the deficit of these games, which is one of them just getting more people, getting different people that can do different things and stuff like that, because we do have a team of people that just kind of do all of the same thing, and just having a more diverse group in different areas and building in different spots on the floor could really help change and flip around this record next year for sure.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of great three-point shooters on this Red Devils roster, but as an opponent, like I've said, if you only have one strength, it makes it so much easier to pick up on, and you're not going to be winning a lot of ball games if you're only good at a single aspect. But yeah, I mean, Eureka, they've been competitive in games against Blackburn, which, to be honest with you, I still think Eureka should have had both of those Blackburn games. There's a nice move by Collins for the bucket.
And I would say early on too, the score is never early in the game super far. It's usually always within 5 to 10 points there in around the first half, maybe a little over that. And then it's just because there's so little people on this team, you start to get gassed when you come into that third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, and to be completely honest with you, I think one of Eureka's worst performances this season was their very first game of this season, and that's expected. You're not expecting, it's your first game together with teammates you've never played with before, so, you kind of are cut some slack in that sense. Santiago knocking down back-to-back triples. It's a 70-45 ball game with Principia on top. Just over 3 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. Deep pass to Collins. She'll go up for 3 and is too strong, but Courtney Hart is there and gets the board.
Another thing, too, that makes it really difficult is that you do have an extremely young group of people out there on the court as well. I mean, we got 4 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and 2 juniors on the team. You know, and having most of your lineup be younger freshmen in the beginning, it's a good and not a great thing. You know, you don't have that experience, but you do have good young talent on the team. But experience is, in some cases, more important than talent.
Definitely.
I think if you come in and these younger girls come in and they get more experience in the sport, that is going to be a huge thing going forward for this girls team next year.
Definitely. I was going to say, too, like one of the things Eureka lacks is leadership, because they only have they have Layla Hadley and Courtney Hart, who are both juniors, but those are 2 players that also weren't on this roster last season. And you have to remember that Eureka came into the year with 2 returning players, Alyssa Taylor and Sierra Garcia-Reich, but of course both of them no longer on the current roster, so that plays a factor as well. You know, I know it's never good to look into the past, but I've always thought if they still had those players, would that change? I'm not saying it would change the entire course of the season, but would that change the 0 on their record?
No, it definitely would, and I would say that it's not bad, or it's not far-fetched to say that they could have been a much, much better team if they did have those people, because as there are 2 sophomores, and I'm not sure, did Michaela Armstrong and Martinez play last year?
They were on the roster, but they never played.
Yeah, so they're right there. You have your 2 sophomores that were on the team last year didn't play. You have 4 freshmen that are coming in who are new to the program, and 2 juniors that are new to the program. So you don't have anyone on this roster that played last year or was really, an ability to lead. You know what I mean? And it's hard for anybody to come in as a freshman or as a junior from another school to just come in and be like, okay, I'm the leader of this team. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be that person, because it's like you're new, you don't know how the program works, and you got a new coach. Like all these things combined just make it super hard for anybody to come in and just be like, okay, we own this. Like, I'm gonna take charge of that. It may sound like a broken record, but to just instill that and to make that make sense, it's something that gets completely blown over when you look at this team's record and why maybe things have been the way that they've been.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a cultural sense that plays a factor in it too. Like you were saying, it's hard to just step in and immediately self-declare yourself as a leader. You have to understand how, your program is run. Here's Brown for 3, and she gets that one to fall through. Raylan Brown, Eureka's top 3-point shooter, starting to get more comfortable tonight. Brown falls down. Excuse me, that was Martinez. Missed attempt there. Santiago spinning around, firing. That rolls out of bounds, and Eureka will get the benefit of the call. 72-50, just over a minute and a half left to play here in this 3rd quarter. Here comes Hadley, walking her way, now starts to pick up the pace. Great shifting by the Eureka offense. That one taken away, and Terrell will have nobody to guard her. Another 2 points for the senior guard, and she's up to 15 tonight. Hadley finds Armstrong. Eureka will look to respond here. Only down by 24. They're still in this game, but you have to play defense. You cannot keep letting your opponent get the better of you. Good move by Collins, driving to the basket, puts it up too strong. Williams there for the board. Principia once again getting into transition. Santiago goes up against Armstrong. She fires an awkward attempt, no good. And Matthews with no contest at all, able to knock that one back through. 76-50 the score. Hadley kicks it out. Collins for 3, that one left up short, and it's White with the rebound. Principia again doing a very great job at getting on the other side of the floor. Matthews back-to-back baskets. Well, I'll tell you what, this next break in between quarters is one that will be very much needed for Eureka. They look worn out right now, and there's not really a lot of heart on the floor. 5 seconds to go. Hadley on the Eureka logo, makes a move. Collins is blocked, no foul, and the 3rd quarter comes to an end. So Principia continuing to lead, 78-50 the score. Stay tuned. We will return for the last quarter in tonight's ball game. You're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic? And Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year. Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills. So you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
State Farm helps make renters insurance simple. Our agents are dedicated to understanding your needs to help you choose the right coverage.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
Spalding will look to close this one out and improve to 11 wins in a row. They're up 78-50. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. You're watching ECTV. Matthew Swan, my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen on the call. So Principia starts with the basketball. Terrell bounce pass to Williams, who nearly slipped, stays on her feet, and Terrell able to get past Hadley. No good on the shot attempt. Offensive board for Williams. Again on the attack. Here comes White on the run. No good. And 3 chances offensively for the Panthers turns into a bucket.
So we've seen a lot tonight. Just Principia getting that ball back. We're missing.
Yeah, and not even tonight. That's been a thing all season for Eureka. They continue to struggle here tonight. Myers goes up for 3, too strong. Collins with the board. Red Devils pushing the pace. Collins right side of the floor. Steps back, fires, no good. Again, Eureka continuing to just rush their shot attempts.
Yeah, it's just almost like as soon as they get the ball past half court, they get one pass off and then they just shoot the ball immediately.
Martinez gets to work. She gets fouled. Eureka will stick with it. Terrell on the foul. So for Principia, they will head on the road for their season finale and play Spalding University, the number 4 team in the SLIAC standings. Let's talk about the momentum for Principia here. If they can win tonight and they beat Spalding for their last game of the regular season, that puts them into conference play on a win streak of 12 games. I think that would really help them perform in the conference tournament.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, they already have this momentum right now with a 10-game win streak. Looking like they're going to get 11, unfortunately. And then Spalding, I'm not sure how great Spalding's women's team is, because I don't think I broadcasted or been around when they played Spalding here, but I just know that, you know, anytime you can carry momentum into the postseason, that's like almost everything for a lot of teams.
And I think something a lot of people don't remember as well is that Principia was not a favorite to win the SLIAC tournament last season. And somehow they were able to do it.
Nice
good move. No good on the shot attempt. Collins is so good at that, but she just needs to slow things down on the shot attempt itself. She could be a dangerous threat next season.
Yeah, it's just excitement, really. That's what it is. It's you get a little bit too much adrenaline there on the shot. You know, she gets a good move, she does everything right, and then
gets a little excited.
A little excited on the wide open shot there.
Sometimes I feel like, you know, when you're a player and you make a move like that, you don't expect to do that. So when it actually happens, you're a little surprised, and you're like, I didn't think I would make it this far. And you kind of have to just throw something up there.
One thing I could relate that to in baseball is like you get a fastball right down the middle, and it's like you get so excited, and you swing so hard, and then you hit it right in the ground. Either you hit it right in the ground or you pop it up, and just, man.
Matthews at the free throw line, knocks down that first attempt. Well, I'm a little sad the Eureka High School band kind of made their way to the exits. They'll be back for the men's game, I hope.
It is unfortunate, but, you know, they do deserve a little bit of break. They've been loud and they've been playing this whole entire game. So, and if they're just like me, they're probably starving right now. So,
definitely.
Super hungry.
And just for everyone's awareness, we will be following this broadcast with the men's basketball team's senior day events. So unlike our usual broadcasts, we will not be ending this one directly after the conclusion of tonight's ball game. Collins able to recover there, just under 7.5 to go, 84-50 the score. Good screen from Brown. Collins finds some space. Armstrong, deep two from beyond the right perimeter, no good. Taken away by Matthews. And here comes White. Nobody around her as she knocks down the bucket. Picks up her first 2 points of the night. Red Devils look to respond. Armstrong tried to find Hart, gets it to her in the paint, and an easy bucket for the junior guard. She's pretty difficult to defend. Turnover there against Principia.
Principia is on pace right now to score 100 points in this ballgame. Something you don't see a lot of in women's games.
That's true.
Triple-digit scores.
I'll tell you, you know what was very interesting, maybe not interesting, but surprising was the Eureka men's game against Greenville when the Red Devils hosted. I believe it was 130 to 127.
Yeah, I mean, you were on the call that game.
Yeah, I mean those are NBA numbers.
I know, yeah, that was
impressive.
One of the most. That was the funnest broadcast I've been a part of this year.
The most amount of points that Eureka men have ever scored in a single game. Breaking records even when they're not having a successful season. Hart over 3 Panthers defenders, able to knock down yet another bucket. 86-54, 6:10 left to play. Here comes Williams. Left-hand pass to Myers in the paint. No good. Armstrong takes this one away. Slips through a few defenders. Eureka has numbers. Armstrong finds Collins, who's left wide open, and she gets fouled on the triple. So she'll be sent to the free throw line for 3 attempts. It does seem like Principia is becoming a little aggressive in these last couple of quarters.
And I do wonder why, considering they are up 86-54.
Yeah. Collins no good on attempt number 1. She's shooting a little over 74% from the free throw line this season. And she'll go 1 for 2 in her first 2 attempts. Ready for shot number 3. Okay, that's not bad. That's 66%.
Yeah.
2 for 3 there. Santiago with possession. She's been pretty dangerous behind the perimeter here tonight. That one saved by Myers. Brown nearly threw that one out of bounds. Santiago spinning around, no good. Baldridge wanted the rebound, can't get it. And again, Courtney Hart passing to her opponent, and that results in another 2 points for the Panthers.
That one, I wouldn't even put the blame on her for that one. She was falling out of bounds, and really all she could do was throw it back in. And her teammates were kind of running down the other side of the court there.
Can't get too anxious there. You have to. I think that's something Eureka does a lot, is they automatically assume that, you know, when Hart is there, she immediately is able to obtain the basketball.
And it's not easy to just huck that ball down the court, because as soon as she does get that board, I mean, as you see there, you know, there are a bunch of Principia players just surrounding her.
So it'll be Santiago and the Panthers with possession. She finds Brown. 88-56, 5 minutes left to go here in this ball game. Brown on the attack, and she will get fouled. Eureka picking up their 16th team foul. And it looks like there will be a timeout here. So we'll send it to a break. 88-56, Principia on top, just under 5 minutes left to go. Stay tuned, you're watching ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Are you ready to grow, to build, to thrive? Take the next steps with confidence at Heartland Bank and Trust Company. We go beyond just offering banking. We work with you to understand your needs. Whether you're saving, borrowing, protecting, or growing, we offer financial solutions for both personal and business needs. At Heartland Bank, we believe every life has a story, and yours includes building a secure future. Let's write that story together. Visit Heartland Bank today at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
88-56 with Principia on top. They'll look to close it out with a little under 5 minutes left to go here in this one. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth on ECTV. Matthew Swan, Rob Van Tynen on the call. Well, Principia has had a very, very successful season. And we've talked about them in general as a team, but looking at more specifically some of their players, of course, Lamaya Terrell, who has been a big factor in tonight's game. She's had a lot of success this year. She's been awarded the SLIAC Player of the Week back in the end of January. And Principia, they even beat Webster. That was a very big game for them, especially when you take into consideration that Principia is tied with Webster for that number 1 spot in the SLIAC. So a lot of good news for Principia this season. Red Devils basketball. Hadley well beyond the perimeter, finds Armstrong. Over to Martinez. See, and look at the positioning right now from Eureka just a minute ago. Without Courtney Hart on the floor, there was not a single player in the paint. That one no good. There was a player for Eureka. Every single player was around the perimeter. And that's where the three-point shooting comes in. It makes it so easy for the Panthers to pick up on that and say, okay, we know they're going to shoot the ball.
Yeah, and they don't do a whole lot of driving into the paint. I mean, they're always trying to look to score from beyond the arc.
Yeah, well, we've talked about Eureka's aggression on defense. We'd like to see some of that offensively. I think that's another big key to their gameplay that's missing.
Absolutely.
Baldridge inside the perimeter. Nearly, I thought that should have been a travel. Instead, it's a bucket for Trinity Matthews, who continues to add on to her point total tonight. She's up to 20 points.
Porter.
No good on the shot attempt from Newton. Loose ball. And it'll stick with the Red Devils. 3:37 left to go. Principia 95, Eureka 56. Well, I think a little over 3.5 should be good enough to get Principia to triple digits. Should be pretty attainable.
Yeah, I think they'll have no problem hitting that triple digit marker.
You know, believe it or not, Eureka has never given up triple digits this season. That would be kind of a sad way to end your last home game.
Unfortunately, yeah. They're just now 2 points away from doing that here tonight.
Hadley bounce pass over to Martinez. She's going to go up for 3, and that one falls through. That'll get the crowd engaged a little bit more and maybe boost the morale of Martinez. But aside from that, Principia practically has this one in the bag. Myers no good. A successful box out from Brown. She's going to have to start dribbling here. It'll be Hadley to take this one across half court. Just under 3 minutes left to go.
Looks like they took a three-pointer away from the earlier Principia score and made it a two-pointer. It's 97-59 instead of 98.
Santiago will look to get those points back, and she does just that on the layup. 99-59 with the Panthers in control. Here's Armstrong to Hadley. Good pump fake, gets past Brown with the
nice
underhand
move.
scoop. And the finish for Layla Hadley. I'll tell you what, they might not be on paper the best team ever, but their players, these players for Eureka, they're creative with the way they score. There's the triple-digit mark for Principia, 101-61.
I do agree with you. A lot of our girls do a good job of. They got a lot of good moves and they're pretty shifty. Like I said, it's definitely just a lot of small things and a lot of, things that a lot of people overlook that really make the bigger changes in the game.
Hadley just had a good move there. Santiago, I think, took her eyes off the play, and Hadley was able to dance around her, but she lost the ball on the dribble. 101-61 in this fourth quarter. Under 2 minutes left to go. Eureka maintains possession. Armstrong will look to inbound. Finds Collins beyond the right perimeter. Deep pass, that one taken away. Never mind, it was tipped out of bounds by White. Looks like she kind of gave up on the play after realizing there was too much force on the deflection. Hart going to work, knocks it down, and the foul. Courtney Hart doing what she has been doing all season long, and that is scoring in the paint.
I am really surprised to see Principia here to continuously be as aggressive as they are right now, considering we only have 1:44 left in this game, and they are up by like 38, I believe. Yes, my math is correct.
So it is a three-point play for the Red Devils. Santiago again making her way up the floor. She will direct traffic. Finds Kylie Huber. Santiago no good on the right hand. Hart looked like she slammed that one to the ground. And there is a whistle on the floor. A minute and a half left to go. Good steal by Collins. She'll make her way up the floor. Continuing to push. Good Euro step off the glass. Nice. And a nice finish for Kayla Collins. Rob, do you think for Eureka, we talked about developing players, we've talked about adding new players to the roster, but do you think maybe more exhibition games next season would help them out? Or do you think we should add more exhibition games to the schedule?
Yeah, I think we should, 100%. I think it's good to go out there and see a lot more teams outside of your conference because, there's different talent out there from all over the place, and just limiting yourself within, your conference. You do want to face the players you're facing in conference and to get a feel for them, but those games are guaranteed. You're going to see them versus, adding exhibition games to play teams that are what I think is important is adding teams that are much better than you. To go out there and face teams that are good, are going to give you a run for your money every time you play them, is good experience because then you have to play up instead of a lot of teams that do play down against teams that are less than them or things like that.
Yeah, we've seen, Eureka has played SIUE earlier this season, which was a Division I team. They were scheduled to play Indiana State. That game got postponed, unfortunately, so that definitely didn't help. But no, I agree. I think that Eureka should engage more in the exhibition games just for their own benefit. 25 seconds left to go. This could potentially be the last possession for Eureka. Newton will go up for three. She's short, but Courtney Hart is there for the save. Another 2 points for Eureka. And the clock will stop at 14.2. Again, we will not end this broadcast right away as we will immediately jump into the Eureka men's basketball senior day events. Armstrong fouling Santiago there. Again, this is where you question what's the point of that.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I'm not sure fouling to force free throws is
take your loss.
Going to bring them back into this game, unfortunately.
Santiago, no good on the first attempt. The Eureka men's basketball team standing off to our left, right outside of our booth. The parents of the seniors starting to make their way inside the gymnasium. 13 seconds to go. Red Devils will hold on to it for their last possession, and Collins will let this one dribble out.
That makes me wonder why they kind of rolled it across the
that
court.
Roll,
then,
yeah. I think she wanted to shoot, and Coach Pace told her, just pick it up. There's no point.
Yeah, 13 seconds left, and this deficit, not worth it.
So that wraps up tonight's ball game. Principia improves to 16-8 overall, 13-2 in the conference. Red Devils fall to 0-24 overall, 0-15 in the SLIAC. 104-68 the final. This was the first time all season for the Eureka women's team where they gave up triple digits. Rob, what have you liked from Eureka? We always try to talk about the positives in a blowout like this. So what stood out to you that you think Eureka did really well?
Well, because it's my last broadcast for the women's, I'd like to say from what I've heard down when I was doing camera is that even though these girls have a rough time each game, they don't give up. I've heard down there on the side of the court saying, we're not willing to give up yet, I'm not willing to give up yet. Even if they are down, they're in the third or the fourth quarter, which, that's the type of mentality you want on any team, especially. And like I said, these girls are going out there and they're giving it their best every single time. It's like I mentioned earlier, it's things like, being a new team, having a new coach, not having really any leaders there and things like that, coming into next season, you bring that same energy, we could see a whole new team.
I agree. I think this could be a completely different outcome for these women next season. So again, final 104-68. We will not be ending this broadcast right away because as you can see, the Red Devils will be going through their senior day events. And just for reference, there are a lot of seniors on this men's basketball team for Eureka.
Yeah, that's for sure. I walked into the Reagan this morning and saw like 10 posters of players.
We will send it down for senior day events.
Amari is joined tonight by his assistant coach, Cohen Woods. Amari's favorite memory as a Eureka basketball player has been competing against Division I teams in Division I arenas, an experience he will never forget. Let's hear it for Amari Brokman. Our next senior being honored here tonight from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 9, Nicholas Harris Huntley. Nicholas is joined tonight by his father, James Harris, mother, Kim Huntley, stepmother, Priscilla, and his little brother, Jackson. After college, Nicholas plans to pursue success in real estate and business alongside his father and continue chasing his dreams of playing professional basketball. Congratulations, Nicholas Big Draco Harris Huntley. Our next senior being honored tonight from Champaign, Illinois, number 7, Damaje Moore. Damaje is being joined by his parents, Nakia McFarland and Willie Moore. In his second year as a Red Devil, Damaje has appeared in 20 games. His best career performance came right here at home against Greenville on January 26th when he scored 27 points and added 5 rebounds in a Red Devil victory. Congratulations, Damaje Moore. Our next senior from Los Angeles, California, number 6, Jacob Gonzalez. Jacob is joined tonight by his parents, Angel and Mary Gonzalez. In his 2 years at Eureka, Jacob has appeared in 48 games. His career-high scoring performance came last season against Blackburn on November 26th, when he scored 15 points in a key SLIAC win over the Beavers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for Jacob Gonzalez. Our next senior being honored tonight from Pana, Illinois, number 30, Jonah Loff. Jonah tonight is joined by his parents, Paul and Adrian Loff. In 3 seasons with the Red Devils, Jonah has appeared in 67 games, scoring 304 career points and collecting 122 rebounds. Congratulations again, Jonah Loff. Our next senior from Pekin, Illinois, number 0, Colin Delary. Colin is joined tonight by his mother, Priscilla Delary, and his grandfather, Steve Welch. A 3-sport athlete at Eureka College, Colin has represented the Red Devils in basketball, baseball, and golf. Following graduation, he plans to attend graduate school. Congratulations, Colin Delary. Our next senior from Meridian, Idaho, number 1, Dylan Logsden. Dylan is joined by his parents, Bruce and Tracy Logsden. Over 4 years at Eureka, Dylan has appeared in 73 games, recording 216 points, 170 rebounds, and 97 assists. His favorite memory as a Eureka athlete has been getting the opportunity to represent and continue his grandfather, Lauren Logsden's legacy here at Eureka. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for Dylan Logsden. Our next senior from Roscommon, Michigan, number 2, Joel Ewald. Joel is joined by his parents, MJ and Michelle Ewald. In his 4 years as a Red Devil, Joel's favorite memories have been the road trips shared with his teammates and lifelong friends. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for Joel Ewald. Our next senior from Meridian, Idaho, number 3, Blake Logsden. Blake is joined by his parents, Bruce and Tracy Logsden. In 4 seasons as a Red Devil, Blake has appeared in 65 games, scoring 161 career points and adding 96 assists. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Blake Logsden. Our next senior from Morton, Illinois, number 4, Ben Carter. Ben is joined by his parents, Chris and Stacy Carter. Tonight marks his 100th career appearance as a Red Devil. Over 4 seasons, he has started 59 games, tallying 581 career points, 352 rebounds, and 174 assists. Congratulations on an incredible career, Ben Carter. Our next senior from Washington, Illinois, number 33, Andrew Coker. Andrew is joined by his mother, April Lyon, father, Jesse Coker, daughter, Nova Coker, and grandma, Lori Lyon. That was a good one. Andrew has appeared in 49 games in his career and has started all 23 games this season. He's having the strongest season of his career, averaging 10 points and 6.5 rebounds per game. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for Andrew Coker. And finally, our last senior from La Harpe, Illinois, number 35, Max Richardson. Max is joined by his parents, Brad and Jenny Richardson. In 3 years at Eureka, Max has appeared in 43 games and has been a crucial point of this season's success, starting 19 games. He recorded a career-high 18 points on January 26th in a win over Greenville. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Max Richardson. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, please rise and join us in thanking and celebrating our Eureka College men's basketball senior class.
And that is all we have for you for the men's basketball senior night events. Our next broadcast of Eureka College basketball will be tonight when Eureka hosts Principia College. That broadcast will be right here on ECTV. Coverage will begin in about 30 minutes live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies, a leading Epson dealer serving Central Illinois. Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois, owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. Heartland Bank and Trust. Randy B. Goal, your State Farm agent in Peoria, Eureka College class of 1994. And by Kirby Foods in Metamora. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Rob Van Tynen, this is Matthew Swan. Thank you for watching.